One. 1, 2, 1. One, two.
Starting off here, local umpire Royland Cooper and West Indies B panel umpire Jacqueline Williams out of Jamaica. As it's Prosper, he hits it in the end. He's out court. He's out court. Gasper Prosper goes to Natram. He's back on the cross. Plays it out into the cover region. No run. Again by Darren Sami. Just out of India, where he is doing commentary on the IPL. As Prosper runs in bowls to Natram, and he watches one into the glove of keep. Again, running into bowls to Natram. Outside, we'll just get some help there with the bats. The bowler from the pavilion in Mesmin. Quint Mesmin, right arm over the wicket, ball into Clovis, and Clovis is bowled. We see the out of Jamaica. Just holds up play for a bit. Eugene just sweeps away some imaginary debris on the pitch as he takes his guard now, and as it's Mesmin over the wicket to Eugene, and this one is being a lot of beat it up. As Sammy holds the play, he's pointing towards the players' pavilion. I think somebody just in his eye line there, just trying to get the attention of the stewards out in the stands to just shift some people. As umpire Jacqueline Williams is also trying to assist. As we see Mesmin, he's on a hat trick. Bowling to Sammy, bowls, and Sammy is back and plays it into the mid-wicket area. Edge it goes down to third man, and the man down there, that's a sliding save, but they go through for one. To Natram short, and he tries to pull this one. Probably came on to him a little quicker than he expected. Got it down to mid-on. It's Prosper at top of his mark now. He's bowling to Natram short, and he tries to pull this one. Probably came on to him a little quicker than he expected. Got it down to mid-on. No run. Prosper into Natram, and he beaten outside the awesome there. Natram was Prosper again. Wayne Prosper bowling to Stephen Natram short. He could do nothing but just stab it out into the offside. No run. As the applause comes in from the small crowd that has built up so far. And this one, Sammy hits over extra cover. Was expected to go for 4, but it's very sandy out there. And they only able to get 1. So we're into over number 4. I said 5 early on. It's over number 4. That's Mesmin's second over. And Sammy tried to hike this one over extra cover, but we have a really sandy bay of grass as it's short, and Natram just uplifts the front foot and just passes this one around, and he gets 2. This one was short, but we have a really sandy outfield there. Bay of grass as it's short, and Natram just uplifts the front foot and just passes this one around, and he gets 2. This one was short. Natram having enough time, just Mesmin again to Sammy, struck on the pad, and goes up, he's out! He's out! It looked like it got the inside edge there, but umpire had a different view. He was pushing forward there, and the appeal went up, and Sammy is given the dreaded finger, and Sammy, it looked like it got the inside edge there, but umpire had a different view. He was pushing forward there, and the appeal went up, and Sammy is given the dreaded finger, and Sammy makes his way back to the pavilion. It's 7-4. And the drum. Natrum facing as Prosper bowls, and this one goes through outside your stump. Natrum was trying to run it. This one is edged down to third man, and they get one. So one more to the total. 8-4. Prosper into Prosper, and he off the edge, and it's caught! It's caught! Yes, this one was short, and Prosper is trying to cut this one for the offside. He took the edge, and the wicketkeeper fumbling initially, and taking it on the second attempt, and another wicket goes down. Alan Prosper caught wicketkeeper Hippolyte, bowled Prosper, and Avatar are in tremendous trouble. They are 8-5. Attempt, and another wicket goes down. Alan Prosper caught wicketkeeper Hippolyte, bowled Prosper, and Avatar are in tremendous trouble. They are 8-5. So half the team is back in the pavilion, and only 8 runs on the board. Mesbin bowls, and he comes forward, solidly forward. Back along the offside, no run. 9-5. John hits it high. It's going. It's gone. It's gone. Out of the stadium it goes. 6 runs to Jamal. This one was pitched up, and Jamal gave it the treatment. And it's out of. Don't forget, we are at the Super Mini Stadium. If you're anywhere nearby, you can make your way to the ground. Mesbin again. Bowling to John hits it high. It's going. It's gone. It's gone. Out of the stadium it goes. 6 runs to Jamal. This one was pitched up, and Jamal gave it the treatment. And it's out of here. So, James, and this one is down the leg side, but close to the leg stump. But wide signal by umpire Williams. As Mesbin bowls to Jamal James, and again on the leg side. And the umpire, and he'll be bowling to Wayne Prosper. Shot outside your someone. Jamal James was playing a naughty dab shot there. Just gone over the top edge. And taken by the wicket. Prosper turns at his mark. Over the wicket. He's been bowling to James, and he hits it in the air. He might be caught. It's caught. He's caught. James was trying to hit this one over extra cover, and he only succeeded in hitting to the man. Mark over the wicket. He's been bowling to James, and he hits it in the air. He might be caught. It's caught. He's caught. James was trying to hit this one over extra cover, and he only succeeded in hitting to the man in the cover region there, who pedaled back and took a good catch. So wicket number 6 goes down. Wicket number 6 goes down. Mesbin at top of his mark, running in to bowl to Shalry. Again, this one is pushing at this one and missing. As Mesbin bowls short, and he hammers it into the offside. They were looking for single, but Mesbin bowling to Shalry. He tries to hit it through the offside. Again beaten. Goes through to wicketkeeper Tennessee. Mesbin back at his mark. Runs in, bowling to Shalry short, and again he tries to hammer through the offside. Just go over the top edge. And that's the end of over number 8. So good spell by these two bowlers. 6 wickets and 25 runs. So let's see if the backup bowlers can keep the pressure on. Well, first of all, let's see who it's going to be. As the fieldsmen get into position, we wait. Captain Hippolyte is making the changes to the field. Yes, and it's going to be Sanjay Pamphil. He'll be bowling over the wicket to Stephen Natram. Natram is on 7. And Shalry is also on 7. So Shalry, a new addition to the Blasters team. Last year he played for the Miku Trailblazers. As it's Natram feeling up to Pamphil. He drives down to long on. Good stop there. Tumbling save there by the man at long on. Very early tonight. As Pamphil bowls down the leg side, is a wide. As Pamphil bowls to Shalry wide outside the awesome and call and signal by umpire Royling Cooper. So 28. Pamphil to Shalry, short, and he was trying to force it off the back foot. He'll be bowling to Shalry, bowls wide outside the off stump, and umpire Royling Cooper calls wide. So the score moves on to 29. 29 for 6. Crowd continues to build up. So it's Pamphil bowls to Shalry and he cuts this one to the outside. That's 4 runs. This one was short outside the part. As Pamphil bowls and again he cuts outside the outside. A loud appeal and he goes. He's caught behind. Again this one was short outside the outside. And Shalry was trying to hit this one through the offside, took the edge, and keeper Tennessee Hippolyte did the rest. And he's that sort of player, if you too loose to him, he will tear you apart. As Pamphil bowls, and again he cuts outside the outside, a loud appeal, and he goes! He's caught behind! Again, this one was shot outside the outside. And Shalry was trying to hit this one through the offside, took the edge, and keeper Tennessee Hippolyte did the rest. So, the new batsman going in, Alvin Prosper. And it looks like we're going to have an early night at Club Whispers. So, Ricky can start putting out this special drink, which is enjoyed by a number of the colleagues here. John Smith, Ashlyn Edward, Travis. They all enjoyed this drink last year. Let's hope it's... Oh, it's Pamphil bowling to Prosper. Wide outside the awesome. Pamphil turns. Runs into bowl to Prosper. And Prosper was a little uncertain there. On his back, ran away from the pavilion, running into bowl to Natram down the leg side. Appeal goes up, but it seems of just. There he goes, bowling to Prosper. And this one, Prosper is beaten outside the awesome there. Goes through to the wicket keeper. Runs in now to bowl to Alvin Prosper. And he goes for mighty drive there. Missing. The score remains on. So in goes Alfred, bowls to Prosper, and he defends this one. Could do no more than just play into the offside. No. To Stephen Natram. Bowls, and he drives into the offside. Maybe get a quick single there. Beats the field, throws, and it's going down to the boundary. Will it get there? Good footwork there. And they get 2. So the ball was hit to mid wicket. The man at mid wicket came flying in, picked up, whipped in the throw at the non-striker's end. The 2 men backed up on the offside, were not able to, and the Blasters were able to get an additional run. So it's 46 for 7. And we into over number 12 as Alfred again to Natram, and Natram just glides. It's Alfred into Prosper, and he's defending. Natram is 23. So it's as it bowls and is beaten outside the off stump. Prosper was trying to work this one into the offside. Alfred bowls to Alvin Prosper. This one is short, and he just drops the hands and allow the ball to go to the wicket keeper. Hippolyte. Prosper, Alvin Prosper. He's on 5. Okay. Bowl. And he hits this one high over mid wicket. Has gone for maximum 6. So Alfred was asking for this. He pitched on about the middle leg stump. And Alvin Prosper. He's on 5. As Desmond Alfred again bowling to Alvin Prosper. Bowl. And he hits this one high over mid wicket. Has gone for maximum 6. So Alfred was asking for this. He pitched on about the middle leg stump. And Alvin Prosper said, "Thank you very much." Come bowl short, and he tries to hit this one over square leg of the pad. It goes down to the man behind square. Leg by. 71 for 7. Alfred this time to Prosper. And Prosper goes for a big swing outside the awesome again. Misses. Maybe the scorer can tell me how many big heaves Prosper has had and missed. So it's Alfred again, bowling from the pavilion end, running into bowl to Dread. Ball short outside your somebody. Prosper cuts this one. The man on the cover boundary picks up, and again this one 1, 2, 3 bounces down to the man at wide long off, and they pick up a single. So it looks like they will be targeting the off spinner, and maybe that's the person to target. Try to get a total up above 100. Ball short outside your somebody. Prosper cuts this one. The man on the cover boundary picks up, and they get a single. 80. He runs into bowl to Prosper. This one outside the off stump, and he's just trying to into bowl to Prosper. Bowl, and it's one he charges down the wicket. Has a heave but missing, and probably Prosper will be better advised just to turn over the strike. Probably get Natram into strike. But he is just having a go and missing. 3 balls gone so far, no run. So pretty good over so far from Richardson. As we bowl into Prosper. Bowls short outside the off stump and wide. Wide call by umpire Jackie Williams out of Jamaica. $93 for 7. As it's Richardson again, running away from the pavilion end. Prosper. So far, they've had a partnership of 60 so far between these two. 8th wicket partnership 60. Richardson runs in to bowl to Prosper. Short outside the off stump. Prosper trying to cut this one through the offside, but it goes over the top edge. And the score remains on 93 for 7. And we're into over number 18. So 2 more overs after this one. As Richardson runs away, bowls to Prosper. And this one hits it high. High. Will he be caught? Will he be caught? He drops it. He settled under it and he dropped it. And they only took us. They took 2. So Prosper having a charmed life. For a moment I thought this one was over mid-wicket. But he went high up into the air and the man at mid-wicket running in. Made a meal of this one. 5 for 7. As Richardson bowls again to Prosper. And this one he has a big heave again and missing. Seems to be batting for a pin out there. So that's the end of over number 18. 95 for 7. Alvin Prosper on 27 and Stephen Natram on 36. As I was saying to you earlier, Natram has been there since the fall of Gasper Prosper's wicket early on in the first over. $95 for 7. So with 2 overs left, Skipper Sammy may be saying, let's make sure we get those 12 balls, all 12 balls in. So maybe that could be an additional 20 runs or so. $95 for 7. And it will be Sanjay Pamphil from the top end or the river end. Runs in, bowl to Natram. This one he hammers it into the offside. Looking for a single there, which was not there. This one was wide outside the awesome, and Natram was looking to hammer it. And comes Pamphil to Prosper. And this one he hits it. It obviously is going down to the boundary. 4 more runs. And that's what they were looking for.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
When we touching on the place, we now wash the face. Everything it a be seller. We have liquor by the case. Girl them a rolling bumper, man them a whining panda. Everything turn up, whole place a go burn up. Shut it down, shut it down, shut. So the girl them do it real easy, simple, believe me. Shut it down, shut it down, shut. So the girl them do it real easy. Waistline spin like CD.
Alright, so we're getting set for an exciting afternoon of cricket. This afternoon's first match, the Super Stumper slaying Quarter 4 Pioneers. Game time! I want to say a very good afternoon to those of you joining us here for Love Cricket. Those of you at home, if you can hear my voice, the place to be is right here inside the mini stadium. Want to cheer on the boys. Pick up the Club Whispers family.
When we touching on the place, we now wash the face. Everything it a be seller. We have liquor by the case. Girl them a rolling bumper, man them a whining panda. Everything turn up, whole place a go burn up. Shut it down, shut it down, shut. So the girl them do it real easy, simple, believe me. Shut it down, shut it down, shut. So the girl them do it real easy. Waistline spin like CD. Masher, uppers over the dasher. Good boy go and just take a wine and everything getting lash up. Rock them up in the air, liquor in a me system. So me a kill them, so me a lick them.
from Sulphur City, Soufrière. Game number 4 between the Morningport Credit Union Pioneers and Soufrière Stompers. As we see, he pops it one out and it's caught. The first wicket goes down. It looks like Richley Charles. What a torrid time last evening. This one was short and he was late on it. It took the top of the bat and was caught by Ashley Hippolyte in a gully position. And Dwight, we see again this season the pitch playing a lot different than last year. A lot of bounce in the pitch and pace.
Yeah, very good length there by Wayne Prosper. As we saw last night, the wicket has a bit of bounce and he exploited the bounce there. You've got a big on the batsman and all he could do is just fend it off to first slip.
Okay, so Monrepo loses the first wicket. Richley Charles, who batted at number 3 last evening, he was pushed up the order and not paying dividends. And the new batsman in is Gavin Serrier Jr. As we see Wayne Prosper running away from it, running away bowls to Serrier, and he's back and just places one down in front of him. So successful over there for Soufrière. The score 1 for 1. Another hot day here in Soufrière. And we are into game number 4. And Dwight, I think we're beginning to see a pattern developing. The 3 games played so far, the teams who have batted first have won their matches.
Yeah, well, so far it's been that way, but it's just that the teams has not batted as well as they should, especially on that wicket. That wicket is a very good wicket to bat on. It has a bit of pace and bounce, and hopefully today will be a lot more in terms of runs. There will be a lot more bigger scores happening here today.
So can we put you in the category of batsmen who will be scoring runs there today?
Yeah, definitely. That should be the case. On a wicket like that, you should not get anything less than 160, especially if you bat first.
Okay, you heard it from one of the players who is actually in the tournament, Dwight Thomas, the vice captain of the South Cashers Lions. As we see, oh, this one is almost feathering it back to the back there to the keeper. And that's Serrier Senior. So Serrier Junior and Serrier Senior at the crease. Yannick Serrier, the older of the two. Gavin has played for the West Indies under 16s. As we see Mesmin bowling to Yannick Serrier. Also Yannick cuts this one. Is going through the offside, will not have the legs together. It actually stops a couple of meters in front of the boundary. And the batsman running for 2. And that's another little downside here. This yeah, Dwight. The outfield very much sandy. Some bug or the other have eaten away all the grass on one side. As we break, as we see Mesmin beats him outside the off stump. Serrier was pushing at this one and ball just shaping away a bit and through to the keeper Hippolyte out. So we're just saying the outfield, parts of the outfield devoid of grass and sandy, and when the ball hits the sand, it certainly takes away some of the speed of the ball.
Yeah, definitely on one side of the playing field, it's quite hard to get boundaries. You don't get full value for your shots.
Yes, as we see Mesmin to Serrier. Yannick Serrier, he's back and plays it into the offside. And I think the talk of the town still was the Avatar team really taking victory out of the jaws of defeat. They were 26 for 5 at one stage and recovered to make 119, and that was a winning score.
Yeah, Soufrière will be very disappointed not to have beaten them, especially in the first game. what looked like a very gettable total. They just let it slip from their hands.
This one again, Serie is pushing outside the off stump, and the ball just shapes away and goes through to the keeper. And as we have been saying for the last two evenings, last 3 matches, the wicket, kudos to Al Prince. Probably we might have to speak to the Cricket West Indies about his capabilities. We need some pace and bounce at some of our pitches around the region. They'll be happy to have him in the backroom staff as Melvin bowls and Serie plays one back along the track. No run. So, as I said, we have been discussing it. The pitch, little more pace and bounce this time around, and encouraging the batsmen to play the shots.
Yeah, the wicket has been a lot better this year. A bit of a surprise, to be honest, with the pace and bounce in the wicket over the last couple of nights. And it seems to be getting quicker by the day. As the sun dries it out, it's going to get a bit quicker. So definitely, again, batsmen do look forward to it. So it has a bit for the bowlers and for the batsmen as well.
But having said that, it's incumbent on the batsmen to make sure that they play themselves in, because some of the dismissals we saw over the last 3 matches, the batsmen were kind of taken by surprise in terms of the pace of the ball coming onto them and the bounce.
Yeah, especially here in St. Lucia, we don't get to play on these kind of wickets not too often. So definitely you gotta take some time out there to get used to the pace and the bounce in the wicket.
Okay, so a close call there. This one was worked off the pads, backward of square by young Gavin Serie, and they scampered through for 2. Close call. We might just be able to pick it up on the monitor. But from our vantage point, it looked like Serie was clearly home. So the score moves on to 5 for 1. Richley Charles, the batsman, to go. As it's Wayne Prosper, one of the bowlers who ripped through the top half of the Avatar lineup, and this one is short, and Serie just shoulder in arms as the ball is taken just about chest high by keeper Tennessee Hippolyte. Now, Tennessee Hippolyte is not the tallest of persons by any stretch of the imagination. Both of these teams are coming off losses, so both teams eager to register a win. As Prosper running away from the River End bowls and outside the off stump, and Serie just having a look, and in our local parlance we will say he's peeping. This one just goes through outside the off stump. Nice pace, a nice height, Dwight.
Yeah, he's been bowling a really good length here today. He's not bringing any balls up to the bat. Just pitching back of a length and letting the pitch to the rest.
Okay, the crowd slowly building. The home team playing the early game. So for Stumpers, as it's Wayne Prosper into bowl to Serie, is back and just turns on to the onside, where Pamphil does the fielding. No run. So the scores so far on Friday night, it was Avatar 119, Super Stompers 112. We had South Cash's Lions 142, and Monrepo Credit Union 104. This one he plays it late out into the onside and picks up a single. That's Gavin Serie Jr. takes him on to 3, and the score on to 6 for 1, and we into over over number 3. So we are talking about the scores, and in the second game last evening it was the Craft Masters versus V4 Bamboo Springs Raiders. The Raiders get into 84. And this one is short, and he cuts this one down to third man. A good bounce to Alfred on the third man boundary. And the batsmen scurry home for a single. 7 for 1. And Dwight, I think that is one of the elements missing in some of the games so far. We have not seen the batsmen really making use of the quick singles.
Yeah, it's just it's a West Indian thing, I would say. We as West Indians tend to be more boundary hitters and not necessarily we don't look to work the ball around it, but that's definitely something that needs to improve. I'm sure if it improves, the scores will improve as well.
But as West Indians, we also create ourselves to be athletes and sprinters by no stretch of the imagination. So we should be able to chase down 22 yards. As it's Mesmin bowling to Seri, and he drives off the edge down to the man at third man, wideish third man, picks up a single, takes the score up to 8 for 1. And you're watching live the 2018 SPL game number 4. Our scorers today, Ashlyn Edwards and John Smith. Out in the middle, it's Alan Ashby and Roylin Cooper. There's still the nightcap game to come as Mesmin bowls to Seri, and this one again making some height there, and Seri reading it well off the pitch. Shoulder arms there, just watch it go over the stumps, trusting the bounce of the pitch. So it's 8 for 1. As it's Mesmin into Seri. This time he onto the front foot and just opens the face down to wideish third man, and they pick up another single. And do I just keep an eye on young Seri? This front foot goes pretty much across the body, and as if he's playing around the pad there. Just take a look at young Seri. As we're looking at Yannick Seri now, as Mesmin bowls to Seri, short. He's in behind this one, no run. It's almost like he's getting that front foot too far across, and then having to play around that. But we'll get some time to take a closer look at it. As Mesmin back to his mark, he'll be bowling to Yannick Seri. Bowls, this comes forward and it beats the man at cover point there. They go for one, they come back for two, there might be a run out, and he gets home half through there. In the first place, there was no need for the fielder to go dive in there. He should have just swooped around and pick up with the left hand, but he decided to put in the dive, and at the end of the day, he is diving over the ball, and the batsman helping himself to 2. So it's 11 for 1. Into over number 4. Mesmin bowling to Yannick Seri, and he comes confidently forward this time. The ball goes up to mid-off, where Richardson picks up, and that brings the end over number 4. So Dwight, a pretty slow start there from the Morning Pro team. A pretty new franchise as well. Pretty slow starter in this game number 4.
Yeah, the 2 first numbers, they've been bowling really well, bowling a very good length. Importantly on that wicket, you need to hit the deck as hard as you can. But on the other hand, I don't think the Morning Pioneers have been as aggressive as they probably should be. They've just been content in just letting the ball go and just prodding forward. No one is showing any intent in the first 6 overs.
Well, maybe it's a case of losing an early wicket, and they're just trying to play themselves in, getting Okoye the pace and bounce as Prosper runs in bowls, and again Seri comes forward, and even from here, Dwight, you could see that left leg is going almost so far across to the offside. So maybe not enough bend at the knee as well. So it's Wayne Prosper bowling over number 5, and he'll be bowling to Serie. Comes in bowl, and this one he works it into the offside. They go for a quick single, and the fielder there almost sending this through one of his fielders there, but in the meantime the batsman pick up a single. The score on to 12 for 1. The Manipur franchise, a pretty new franchise. A lot of the young players in the lineup are homegrown players as well. As Prospect bowls to Yannick Serie, he's back on the cross, into the offside it goes. No run. 12 for 1. The batsmen, as you said, Dwight, the bowlers have bowled a pretty decent line so far, tight line. And the batters have not helped their cause by being maybe a little ultra defensive.
Yeah, and they've shown no intent whatsoever. Maybe a step down the wicket, put the ball off, just try something.
Okay, so it's Prosper into Serie, and this one he tries to guide it down to third man. Just kept the trifle low and missing, but he is making a step or two towards the square umpire, trying to open himself up for maybe a shot through the offside, but the ball not making the sort of height he was looking for. So it is Wayne Prosper from the River End bowling to Yannick Serie in bowls on the stumps again, and he drives it up to the man at mid-off. Richardson, it looks like. Canis Richardson. No run. So, as you said, Dwight, the stumpers bowlers, super stumpers bowlers, even from game 1, they have been bowling pretty well. They have continued here today. Maybe not the wickets to show, but they have bowled a pretty tight line.
Yeah, it's the home ground, so I'm pretty sure if anyone is used to the wicket, they might be the ones that are used to it.
So it's Prosper bowling to Serie, and he is looking to run this one down. Somehow or the other, getting it into the offside. No run. Another good tight over from Wayne Prosper. The score 12 for 1. Just completing over number 5. And into the power play. Normally the power play you're looking for 30-40 runs on a track where the ball is coming on, but we have not seen that. Bowling change, it looked like Canis Richardson is coming on. In the first game he bowled in the depth and did a pretty good job of it. So bowling change there. Skipper having a few words of encouragement, I guess, to him. Saying to him, I probably want you to bowl on the off stump. Keep the tightness going. But you know, Dwight, sometimes the backup bowlers don't give you this kind of support that you wanted after your opening bowlers have given you a pretty good start.
Yeah, actually, he probably will be hoping that Canis continues the good work that his 2 opening bowlers has actually done today.
Okay, so Canis Richardson from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Gavin Serie Jr. He bowls down the leg side, it goes and wide. Signal by umpire Alain Ashby. And we just want to say hello to the man Mario Lion Lawrence, who is over in the USA monitoring the games. He's eager to return for SPLt20. He's hoping to take his place in the Lions team. As Richardson bowls to Serie. This time it's on the offside and he hits it over cover. He'll get 1. He'll get 2. Again, the sandy outfield taking away the pace of the ball. So only 2 runs gotten there. taking the score on to 15. But we did see one individual yesterday hit that ball through the offside there, and it almost cut a track along the ground to the boundary, and it sped away for 4.
Almost. It did.
Okay, are you talking no other than Colina's calendar? The last time he was here, we heard that the Peters had to duck for a couple deliveries, as it's Richardson into Seria, and he, for some reason, he aborts the delivery as Alain, the Empire Alain Ashby signals dead ball. Not quite sure what was the problem there. So it's Richardson back at his mark, bowling from the pavilion end, bowling to Seri outside the awesome. He's looking to cut, not making contact. So the score kept on 15 without loss. And don't forget there's a second game on this evening, 8 o'clock. The Castries Derby, Avatar City Blasters versus the South Castries Lions. Manchester City versus Manchester United in Football Palace. This one is outside your time. He drives off the edge. It goes down through backward point and down to the boundary for 4. And that's what we're talking about, Dwight. The pitch encouraging stroke play. This one is outside the Ostam, and Gavin Seri Jr. just driving through the line off the edge, but still was able to get this way down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, very good intent there. Canis Richard seems to be bowling a lot fuller than the opening bowlers, and Gavin Seri definitely capitalizing on that, just threw the bat out, and he got a thick outside edge down to the boundary for 4.
Yes, and that is what we have been seeing of this pitch of this season. Ball is coming on as Richardson in again, ball. This time it's outside the awesome. Gets the edge, and appeal goes up, and he's out. This time Richardson hitting a better length there, and Seria was just pushing at this one. Not quite sure he picked up the line there. We look at it on the monitor. Yes, he just pushed at it and took the outside edge and caught behind. And same thing we were saying, that left foot is going so far across that sometimes it's a little difficult to negotiate some of those deliveries.
Yeah, you're right. He's taking his front foot across a long way, and it's very difficult for him to actually hit the ball through the offside. He seems to be wanting to favor in the leg side more often than not. But looking at the Morning Pope Pioneers, I think they've missed a trick here with Sabines Emmanuel in the lineup, and who's known as an opening batsman. He's not batted as yet. I think they're missing a trick here.
Yes, it would be interesting to note if he's actually in the lineup. Yes, he is in the lineup, so it's very strange that he has not featured in the top 4 so far. Probably the management has some other role for him, probably to come down as a finisher. But how can you finish something that you have not really started? If you don't get a good start there, then there'll be nothing to finish. So the new batsman in is Rohan Lesmore. Lesmore last season played for the Miku Trailblazers. The Trailblazers not part of this year's competition. So it's Richardson, successful ball before. He'll be bowling to Lesmore. He bowls, and Lesmore drives at this one off a thick outside edge. The man at third man, wide third man, runs around, makes a sliding save, and one more run to the total. 20. It's 20 for 2. And on his day, Rohan Lesmore can be very destructive, Dwight.
Yeah, he's a very destructive player, especially when the ball is pitched up to him. We saw last night he had a couple of lusty blows. I think his first ball, he just literally hit that straight back over the ball head. He's a very dangerous player, especially when the ball is pitched up. And I think if Canis Richardson continues to pitch the ball up, he might be in some trouble there today.
Yes, probably we in the commentary booth and the spectators might have to be ducking for cover, or trying to take one of those fun catches. As Richardson bowls to Serrier, Yannick Serrier this time, and he plays it back along the track. Richardson trying to dive to stop this one. It wasn't successful, but Mesmin is at mid-off and no run. So we have just completed over number 6 and the score 20 for 2. So in the power play, only 20 runs had, 2 wickets going down. And as we said last night, Lesmo just walked in and ball number 1 like he was batting for a couple of days already. They stroked it out of the park. But he did not last too long. He was snapped up pretty early. So it's another bowling change from the far end. It'll be the ever reliable Desmond Alfred. Desmond Alfred. He'll be bowling from the river end as we've completed the power play. So Alfred, just a gentle medium piecer. Just look, he's probably looking to just spot the ball on a good line and length, whereas Lesmo will be looking to capitalize on anything up to the bat.
Yeah, Desmond Alfred, he's been around for a while. Not the quickest bowler, but he's definitely a very intelligent bowler. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna find his length pretty quickly here.
And this one just up on about the middle and off, a dot ball. Lesmo just comes forward. Seems to be just having a look. But he cannot be having a look for too long. It's only 2020. In comes Alfred bowling to Lesmo. Short, and it's, oh my goodness, it's again Dwight. This one was pitched short, and as if Lesmo was surprised at the bounce and even the pace it came at him. He was trying to shape it up for the cut. At the end of the day, he guided it down to the man at slip and just fell short.
Yeah, that one looked like they rushed him a bit. Get a bit of extra bounce, hit his glove, and just falling short of Ashley Bowled it. But he's been watching the game, and he should have seen that there is a bit of bounce in the wicket, and it's not the kind of wicket where you could just jump on the front foot, which he was looking to do there.
Yes, but as I've been saying too, we have seen that in mostly all the teams. They seem to be surprised at the pace of the ball coming at them and the bounce. Because in the first game, Gasper Prospect, ball number 2, short, tried to pull through mid-wicket, caught at mid-on. Last night, Sabinas Emmanuel, ball short on the back foot of the bat onto the stumps. So here is Alfred, bowls. And this time he is onto the front foot. Just place it back along the track. Yeah, so even last evening, Calendar got 1 or 2 deliveries to really kick off a good length. And not to say that the ball was pitched in any crack or anything.
Yeah, again, it's not something that we're used to as cricketers playing here, with the exception of maybe if you play at the Darren Semi Cricket Ground. Most of the wickets are pretty slow and low, so it takes some getting used to.
And here we see one of the maximums. This one was pitched up, and Lesmo made no mistake, hitting it over long on for 6.
Again, Mr. Alfred needs to learn very quickly. That's not the length to bowl to run. Lesmo, that's exactly what he's waiting on, the ball to be pitched up, and he's very strong down the ground.
Yes, and with the ball coming through, as we have seen, nothing a batsman loves to see more than a ball coming onto the bat. So with minimum effort, he was able to just launch it over long on for 6. So as we see, the match referee comes out with the replacement box of balls. And for those of you who don't know, there is a river in the back. For the first time, Dwight, I had a look myself this morning, and what I thought was a stream is actually a full-fledged river in the back there.
Yeah, it is a river. We've been playing here. I played here in school cricket, and we've lost quite a few balls to that river.
Well, this morning I was tempted to go skinny dipping after I saw the water, clear water just gushing down there. But good sense prevailed, and I kept my swimsuit on, and changed my mind. Maybe sometime tomorrow I might return and probably do a few belly flops. Into the offside, and they pick up a single. So we've lost the sunshine a bit, not any threat of rain. The score moves on to 27. 27 for 2. As Alfred is held up a bit as the captain makes some minor changes. Alfred, he'll be bowling to Yannick Serrier. Come bowl short, and he's trying to cut this one, but he's losing his shape there. At the end of the day, he was just flinging his bat at the ball and hoping that he would connect, and missed and went through to the keeper. So again, Dwight, we see even Desmond Alfred bowling a gentle medium pace is able to get the ball to at least come at a decent speed and height.
Yeah, that is testament to the pace and bouncing our wicket that Desmond Alfred, who is probably medium pace at best, seemed to be getting the ball through Tennessee, having to get the ball just about his shoulder height. So again, it's not the easiest wicket to bat on in terms of the pace and bounce, but it's definitely a wicket that there should be a lot more runs to be have out there. It's 27 for 2. Again, it's just the intent. There is no intent, especially from young Siri. Very good batsman, but he does look out like 2020 is probably not his game.
Okay, well, I don't think he will agree with that because he scores quite a few runs in the Monroe 2020 league. But I guess this is the SPL, so it's a different league altogether. So it's Richardson. He'll be bowling to Lesmore. He's back and just works it down to third man. Wide third man. Picks up a single. 28. And Dwight, you at least you have played one game. You have actually been out there. In terms of spin, I mean, has there been anything for the spinners out there?
Well, when I batted, there was no real turnout there per se, but the ball did skid on, and so if you bowl a good length as a spinner, there is something to be had because it's going to bounce, and when the ball bounces, it doesn't matter whether you bowl pace or spin, it is going to be difficult to line up, especially when you're looking to slog.
Okay, so Richardson from the pavilion end, he'll be bowling to Serrier on the leg stump. He works into the onside, can beat the man at mid wicket there. Looks like Denver Didier. No run. Richardson. 66 on his back. Comes in to bowl to Yannick Serrier. Bowl, and he drives this one, falling well short of the man at mid-off. It was a bit airy. Probably a slow one there from Richardson, and Serrier looking to go over the top.
Yeah, very good intent there. Ball pitched up by Richardson, and he was looking to go over mid-off. Looked like he got the higher portion of the bat and just fell short of the man at mid-off.
So Richardson back at his mark, running into bowl to Yannick Serrier. Bowl on the leg stump. He flicks it through the onside. 1. Will they come back for 2? No. A good throw back to the bowler. Not gathering cleanly, but the man at extra cover was backing up and not able to capitalize on this bit of fielding by the bowler. So it's 29 for 2. We're into over number 8. As it's Richardson again. Bowls to. I think he hits it in the air. He will be caught. And he's caught. This one was short from Richardson. Lesmore pulled it around, but the man on the mid-wicket boundary coming in a couple paces, made no mistake about it, and he's now seeing the back of Lesmore. Again, Dwight probably the ball, he was deceived by the pace and bounce there because a little more elevation there. He could have probably gotten it over the fielder's head at mid-wicket.
Yeah, another batsman falls to another short ball here today. Again, that one seemed to have gotten bigger than he expected. And he did not get the power required to clear the boundary and hit it straight down the throat of Denver Didier at the mid-wicket. But I think Sabinas Emmanuel has now entered, and that should be a positive thing for the Pioneers because he's a very dangerous batsman and he's one, as far as I know, who likes it a bit short. But
as we've been saying, we've been seeing it. The batsmen look they look surprised at the pace and bounce being extracted here, despite the fact that one or two of them have played a game or two here already. But you could see this ball probably hit a bit high up on the bat too. It was not well timed, but it did probably hit a little high up on the bat as well. So it says that there was some bounce in that one as well. So the new batsman, as we said, is Sabinas Emmanuel, but the batsman did cross. So it's Richardson. He'll be bowling to Seri. He has been there from ball 1. Short, and again, this one, he went for the pull shot off the top edge and straight over the keeper's head and down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there for the bowler. Once again, he beat young Seri for pace, but with that one, he swung, went for the pull shot, top edge, over the keeper for 4. Again, anytime the ball is short, the batsmen seem to be struggling on that wicket.
Yes, so I guess we will continue to say that. And you, a player, right? So I'm sure that you're taking some mental notes there. So when you go out there, you and your players, that you all can probably make the adjustments.
It's just a matter of giving yourself time, because at the end of the day, the more time you spend at the wicket, the easier it gets. And as soon as you get used to the pace and bounce, it then becomes to your advantage. Because like I say, when you could know what the bounce is, when the bounce is predictable, it becomes a lot easier to play shots. So it's a matter of just giving yourself time, and it's going to get easier.
Okay, so we trust your judgment. So the score 33 for 3. 33 for 3. The Morningport Credit Union Pioneers batting, and as the ball is retrieved. So Canis Richardson, not the quickest of bowlers by any means, but he dug this one in short. Seri went for the pull shot, got a little big on him, took a top edge and went straight back over the keeper's head. Not a chance by any means, and down to the boundary for 4. So 33 for 3 as the fans continue to stream in. Oh my goodness, and again had my fellow commentator Joe St. Marv been here, he'll be making some strange comments. So we see the captain making some changes to the field. Okay, so it's the left-hander Sabinas Emmanuel now in strike, and the captain seems to know a bit about Emmanuel. He has put his man down on the mid-wicket boundary as it's Alfred bowls, and he's back on a cross, places back along the track. And we know Emmanuel is not one of those players who likes to hang around.
Yeah, he's a very aggressive player by nature. It's a bit surprising he's out there without a helmet, considering the bounce and pace we've seen in the wicket.
So it's Alfred to Emmanuel. This one down the leg side, wide, call and signal by Royland Cooper. After tonight's game, there's a one-day break, and then the action moves to the Larry Seuss playing field in the Mabuya Valley as Alfred bowls, and he tries to work this one down. He beats the keeper, and down to the boundary it goes, 4 wides. So this one just angled down the leg side there, and the keeper maybe a bit unsighted there by the batsman, and not collecting cleanly and going down to the boundary for 4 wides. So at this point, Morningpo will take the runs as they come, whether it's off the bat or rather for the extra. They will be pretty happy for that. So it's Desmond Alfred again. He's bowling round the wicket to Emmanuel. He bowls and he drives this one to extra cover. And he's out. What a strange dismissal there. This one was full to the bat, almost in the crease area, and Emmanuel was driving to the man at extra cover. And for a moment there, Dwight, we thought it was hit into the pitch there, but it seemed to have hit the bottom of the bat and went straight to the man at extra cover. And Emmanuel walks back to the pavilion. His torrid form continues.
Yeah, pretty soft dismissal, I would say. What I would describe as a half volley. At first glance, it looked like they probably just hit the bat and went into the ground, but it went straight to the man at short extra cover. It looked like his bat got stuck in the ground, and that is probably the reason why the ball went straight to the man at extra cover. But
it's the few balls he faced, it probably looked a little tentative, not the Sabinus Emmanuel that we know.
Yeah, yesterday he took a second ball duck, I believe, so maybe he was just trying to get off the mark today and see what happens thereafter. But when you're out of form, these things happen.
Yep. So, more pressure on the Morningpo team. They are 39 for 3. And the new batsman in, Kurt Seeley. So, Kurt Seeley in at number 5. At number 6. So, it's 4 wickets down. 39 for 4. As Alfred bowls. And this one, he's following this one. This one pitched just about the off stump and moving further away, and he was chasing this one and taken by the wicket keeper Tennessee Hippolyte. So as we've been saying, Alfred, not the quickest of bowlers, gentle medium, gets the ball to move away a bit. He goes again, bowling to Seeley. This time this one comes back into the batsman, and he just turns it off the body and picks up a single, takes the score on to 40 for 4. It looks like this, unless somebody does something miraculous, Dwight, it looks like Morningpo might be looking in the region of about 90 to 100 runs.
Well, they would need a lot more than that, I think, to win this game today, especially on that wicket. The score is no reflection of how the wicket has played.
And this one, he's beaten outside the off stump. Seeley not at all in control out there. Just pitched just about in the off stump. He was not sure whether to play or leave. And in the end, the ball moved away, and lucky still to be there. So it's Alfred again, bowling to Seeley. And it's he connects. This one is gone way over long on. 6 runs. Serrier, Yannick Serrier. This one was right in the slot, and he hit it over long on, and it looked like went over the river as well, and 6 more runs to the total. 6 more runs to the total, taking this score to 46. And Dwight, as we said, Alfred is a gentle medium pacer, and if you miss your length, you're going to pay dearly.
Yeah, a bit too full there, but young Syria, very good shot. As much as the ball was full, he still needed to put away, and he did it very well. He did not straight into the reefer side, Jim. That was a very good shot, and hopefully that gets him going for the remainder, for the 11 overs remaining.
Yes, a number of times you would see a batsman hit a boundary and say, yes, he's getting ready to unwind, and then goes back into his shell.
Yeah, well, at times just you need one of the middle, and then all the confidence begins to flow. But hopefully for the Pioneers that he stays there, he's set. He's been here for 27 deliveries, so hopefully he bats until the 18th, 19th over and maybe gets to 50. And if he gets to 50, they should get maybe 110, 120, which at this stage will be very competitive.
Yes, the ball is thrown back, and you're so correct. Somebody needs to take the responsibility to bat through the overs, especially in the shortened version like this, the 2020. They need to bat around somebody. So series haven't seen some 4 wickets fall. You should say, okay, I'm going to put my hand up. I'm going to stay in and let the other guys bat around me. Because as you said, if he stays in, he gets to at least 50, 60. I mean, they should be able to put a competitive score on the board. So it's Richardson. It was the end of the over. So it's Candice Richardson, and he'll be bowling to Sealy. Runs in, bowls to Sealy's shot. This one was pitched up outside the outside, and he drives through the cover. Goes for 1, he comes back for 2, but it will not get to the boundary. It's into the sand pit. And the batsmen run 2. So that's a 50 up for, no, it's 48. 48 for 4. Yes, just still another 2 runs to go to get to the 50. So it's Richardson from the pavilion end. Has bowled pretty well so far. Be bowling to Sealy, who previous ball played a handsome extra cover drive there, picking up 2. So it's Richardson to Sealy. Again, he pitches up, and Sealy hits this one up to there. Yes, no, yes, no. In the end, they go through for a single. That was always a single. A little hesitation there. With the ball pitched up, a good little drive to mid-off. Takes the score on to 49. 49 for 4. As we see Richardson calling for some assistance there. I think his boots has finally said goodbye. Had enough. So Richardson in to Serrier outside your stump, and he's fishing at this one. Goes through to the keeper. 49 for 4. It's Richardson to Serrier outside Yawsum, a wider delivery, and Empire Alain rightly calls wide, but Serrier was still after it, and 50 is up. So 50 in the 11th over, the 10th over, 50 in the 10th over. So Richardson to Serrier, ball short, and Serrier was, I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, Dwight. Was he trying to get out of the way, or was he trying to feather it down to the third man boundary?
Well, I think he would probably be. He was trying to just get that down to third man, but like one of my old coaches would say, that's like a nothing shot or getting out shot. He's much better if he looks to like literally just power that through the offside or pull the ball instead of just trying to feather the ball. The best that he could do is probably edge that to the wicketkeeper.
Yes, and we just saw it on the replay. It seems that he was beaten for pace there as well. This one's short and he off the back foot, he hammers it into the cover. They're looking for two, but the man from the extra cover boundary was rushing in and restricted them to one. So the score moves on to 51. So looking at the previous shot, it was a half tracker, but I guess as we say, it's beaten for pace there because you could see before he was through with the shot, the ball was already hitting the keeper's glove smack. So Richardson to Seeley. This is up outside the outside. He drives to the man at long off who comes off the boundary. He gets a single. 52 for 4. So Richardson continues to bowl a good tight line there, Dwight.
Yeah, he's been bowling very well. He's bowling a bit fuller than the opening bowlers, but he's still getting the job done for his team, keeping things tight. But I really like the look of Dylan Seeley, Kit Seeley, sorry, he's coming in. He's very positive. And hopefully for the Pioneers that actually continues. And something I've realized, Sufre Stampers have not introduced their fifth bowler as yet. The Pioneers are waiting for to maybe explode.
Okay, so still the fifth bowler to come, and maybe that's what's happening now. It's Pamphil, Sanjay Pamphil. So Seeley in strike, as keeper Hippolyte is just making some minor changes, making sure the fielders are where he actually wants them. So Sanjay Pamphil, right arm medium, will be bowling over the wicket as he bouncing bowls short, and again mistimes this one. It spoons up into the air just to the right of the square leg umpire. No danger, and they run through for an easy single. So again, this one's short and making some height, and Seeley not dispatching it properly. As Pamphil again, this time will be bowling Seri. Up to the button, he drives so long off, and it's 4 runs. This one was pitched up, and Yannick Seri was after it. He drove it just to the right of the man who was on the long off boundary, and it was hit so well that the man running from the long off boundary and around to his right couldn't cut it off.
Yeah, very good shot there from young Seri. Sanjay Pamphil guilty of overpitching, and he literally just probably the shot of the day drove that down the ground. And again, like you said, just a few yards from the middle field, and he had no chance.
So Seri looks to be growing in confidence. He's on 23. The score 57 for 4. As Pamphil in again, and this time he stabs it out into the offside. Extra cover, no run. As Shanro collects some kush to get a few drinks for the members in the box. Not quite sure what it is. It might be a couple bottles of water, but I know it's going to be some liquid. Or that too. This one, he turns it off the leg. Let's see if he got a touch onto it. No, as Empire Royal taps the foot, so it's a leg by. One anyway. Score goes up to 58. 58 for 4 as another single takes the score on to 59 and takes Seeley up to 7. So still another 9 overs to go after this one as he Pamphil bowls, and again Seri just missing out there. Shot outside the off stump, and he was trying to hit it through the offside, missing. a bit disappointed as he thumbs the pad. 59 for 4 at the end of over number 11. So Dwight still pretty slow start, we could put it that way. 11 overs gone, only 59 runs on the board.
Yeah, pretty slow going by the Pioneers there, but they're building a steady partnership between Sealy and Serie, so hopefully that continues. Again, it's 59 for 4 in 11. Anywhere 120, 125, that should be competitive. They've got a decent bowling attack, and Soufre did not get up to 120, I think, against Avatar, so that might be in the back of their mind as well.
Okay, so it's a bowling change. Kemerol Charles, who did not bowl in the first game. Kemerol Charles last season was in the Central Cast in the Avatar lineup. He was on the bench for nearly the full season. So he was drafted in this year to the Stompers. Almost brought it home for the Stompers. Friday night, as he can bowl this one, plays it one-handed, a one-handed shot, and dead ball called by umpire Ale Ashby. So it's Kemerol Charles, brother to Johnson Charles and Barry Charles. And he comes, medium pacer, he can bowl. This one is short and he hammers it into the cover region. Cannot beat the captain Hippolyte. But see, looking better and better. Seems to have this little weakness on the legs or anything threatening the rib cage there. Bowls on this one. He plants the front foot and tries to swat it and misses. Umpire Ale is saying something to batsman, maybe just to sweep away some debris there. As it's Kemerol Charles to Sealy. Again, he goes for a big swipe and misses. And Kemerol Charles, no more than gentle medium, Dwight.
Yeah, gentle medium, but he's probably just about 6 feet, so he seems to be getting a bit of extra bounce as well. A lot more bounce than Richardson got at that end.
Yeah, so it's Kemerol Charles again into Sealy. This time he just works it off the legs. They might go for two. He slides there, but he slides past the ball. There's a bowler, and they get two. But the crowd was calling for two, and they obliged by going for two. But Kemerol Charles, the bowler, running to the mid-wicket area. He slid past the ball, and the batsman getting two. So it's 61 for 4. And we know that today the ground was watered for some reason, and there's some wet areas still on the outfield. For the life of me, I don't know why they did that. And this time a slow delivery, and he hammers it down to too long off. And Mesmin getting a bit of a bad bounce, but took it on the chest, but he has enough chest there to take it. And they go for a single, whereas the crowd was calling for two again. So it's 62 for 4. As Kemerol Charles into Serie, short outside the awesome, and he cuts it backward a point. The man on the extra cover boundary cannot get there. It's gone down to the boundary for 4. So Watt started off as a very good over, ended with the final delivery of the been hit backward of point for 4.
Yeah, very good shot there, short and wide, and he just hit that over backward point there. Serie seems to be getting into stride now. He's picking up his strike rate and he's batting very well, doing a very good job for his team.
Yes, and again the bounce in the wicket. This one was pitched short, or it was just dropped short, and it sat up, and Serie just spanked it backward of point for 4. So it's 66 for 4. So it's Pamphil Another gentle medium pacer. Maybe bowling to Sealy. As Mesmin is called up from the fine leg boundary, long leg boundary. He's in the circle. As it's Pamphil to Sealy. He drives down the ground. It might go for 4. Yes, it does. This one pitched up. And Sealy was driving down the ground. The man not long on could not get around in time. And 4 more runs to the total, taking out to 70. And it seems, Dwight, that the two batsmen think it's time to step it up.
Yeah, definitely. They seem to be targeting the 5th bowling option for the Stumpers.
So it's Pamphil. He's stopping his tracks. Sealy not quite ready. Still planning where he wants to hit the next one. As Pamphil runs into bowl to Sealy. Bowl. He's back and across, turns it off the pads. Down to the man at short hind leg. Who runs around to his left. And they pick up an easy single. 71 for 4. So Serie, he's on 27. Waits as Pamphil runs in the bowl to him. Plays it up to the man at long off. Easy single taken. Another single. 72 for 4. So far, partnership of 33. 6-wicket partnership of 33. Pamphil to Sealy. Bowl. And Sealy has a go at this one. Almost right in his back there. So hard he wanted to hit this one. Probably if he had taken it, that would have been somewhere near the pitons now. Seri called him down. Probably said, hey, keep your cool. We still have a couple overs to go. Keep your shape. As Pamphil bowls. Again is back and turns it off the body, one-handed. Pick up a single. 73 for 4. Comes Pamphil again to Seri this time, and he short, and he just, there might be a run out. No. Sealy gets back to his crease. This one was short, and Seri was a bit tucked up, tried to play some sort of short arm jab, but he was a little tucked up and not capitalizing on his short delivery. And the batsman kept at bay, no run. Better over this time from Pamphil.
Yeah, much better over, but I think Seri will be very disappointed not to have gotten a boundary of that last ball. A yard either side of the man at short fine leg, that would have probably gone to the boundary for 4, but shot down the leg side, so he missed out there.
Yes, and I guess the Monroe team will not mind him missing out as long as he remains there. Better to miss out on a run than to miss out on a boundary or something of that sort than to get out. So it's Kemrol Charles again from the Players Pavilion end, and we bowl into Sealy. Full delivery, he works it off the pads. And they pick up a single. And he could have done a little better with that, Dwight. A full delivery.
Yeah, one thing I've realized if Sealy, anytime the ball is on his body, he seems to struggle. He likes it wide outside the off some so that he could free his arms. It was a full toss, and I was begging to be hit. Unfortunately, he only got a single.
Right, so Seri hits it high into the air. He's going to be out caught. Settles and takes the catches, Mesmin. So Seri was back now and trying to hit this one over the top. Not timing it well enough, and only able to get the man on the long off boundary, Mesmin, who had to just move a couple steps in and take what was a very simple catch.
Yeah, the ball was in a slot, but it seemed to have been a lot slower than he expected, and he never got enough bat on that. And a simple catch there by Quint Mesmin. Yes,
so Seri, as we were saying, should have been the one to stay in and let them bat around him, but he seemed to be the one to want to take the attack to the bowling. And as you said, Dwight, maybe Kemrol Charles just bowled this one a lot slower than the previous one. And Siri not connecting properly and finding the man at long off. 74 for 5. And Cyril Charles, a new batsman in, as he bowls he bowls to Sealy, and he looks like he's hit in that very, very special area, if I could call it that. It's an area that you would not want to be hit as a male. So he seems to be okay. He is not down for the count. Probably just a few inches away. So he was good to go. So Kemal Charles is 74 for 5. Kemal Charles runs in again to Sealy. He just guides it down to third man. They pick up a single. And right, he has looked better and better as he has continued his inning.
Yeah, from the time he came in, he looked very positive from the outset. He seemed to be running quickly between the wickets as well. The only thing is that anytime it's on his body, he seems to struggle a bit. But anytime it's outside the off stump, he looks very confident and very comfortable outside there.
Okay, so Cyril Charles, a veteran. He's out there. Left-handed. And be facing Kemal Charles. He goes. Kemal Charles running in to bowl to Cyril Charles. Short, and he hits it wide of the man at long off. Between the man at long off and the man on the extra cover boundary, and it goes down to the boundary for 4. So the score goes to 79. 79 for 5, and right, that one was really begging to be hit. Short and wide.
Yeah, short, wide, pretty slow out there, and Cyril Charles just spanked that over. It was so slow that he was able to spank it over extra cover.
So it's Kemal Charles into Cyril Charles. This time he plays it, and they go for a quick single, and they get home. Cyril Charles must remember he's not as young as he used to. Call for a quick single there, and they got through easily in the end. It's 80 for 5. 80 for 5, and we have just completed over number 14. So another 6 overs to go. So still quite a few overs to go, Dwight.
Yeah, still 6 overs left. That's at least 36 legal deliveries. So maybe a run-up ball from here gets them to 136 or 120. From judging by the stat they had, that would be accepted right now. It's a workable total. It might not be what you would want from the start, but judging from the position there, 120 would be a fighting total.
Yes, especially taking into consideration that the Stompers were not able to get to 119 on Friday evening.
Yeah, and I think that if I look at the Stompers lineup, I think their bowling attack is definitely their strength.
So it's Pamphil to Cyril Charles, and he hits it up to long on, a foolish delivery, and Cyril Charles just hits it up to long on, where they go for a single. Take the score on to 81. And Monroe have quite a few supporters in. As Pamphil into Sealy, and he drives down to long on this time. Single, so it's full to the bat. Oh, and he beats the ball, and he's going through for a second run. Good cricket there by the batsman. This one just hit down to long on, and the fielder at long on threw to the bowler, who didn't gather cleanly, and nobody was backing up, and the batsman ran through for a second run. So it's Pamphil to Sealy, bowl, and Sealy gives himself some room and hits it up to long off, where Alfred picks up, and they go for another single. Throws it down to the keeper's end. 83 4, 84 for 5. And we're probably waiting to see some fireworks. Will that come? As it's Pamphil to Charles, and he hits this one through extra cover, but he'll only get one. Falls into the stand area, and they get one. So one more on to the score is 85 for 5. 85 for 5. Come the balls. So he guides it down. So single. 86 for 5. So after this over, there will be another 5 overs to go. As Pamphlet bowls to Cyril Charles, and he clips it off the leg down to the man at short backward square. Picks up a single. Takes the score on to 87. 87 for 5. So the bowling continues to be tight. The Monaco batsmen not able to break the shackles.
Yeah, but a decent over. I think they got maybe 7 runs of that over, so that was a decent over for them. 7 runs and over from now will get them to a workable total. And with the captain out there, he's shown some very good intent. He's played a few decent shots. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking to go push on from here.
Okay, so it's Cameron Charles, who so far has picked up 1 for 14 in his 2 overs. And he'll be bowling to Cyril Charles. Bowls short, and he's back and across. And they pick up a single. Score goes on to 88. 88 for 5. Comes Charles, bowls. And Sealy was as if he'd made up his mind what he was going to do. Has a swing at this one. And missing. As the captain, Cyril Charles, calls him down. And saying to him, instead of trying to just swing at this one, try to play it straight down the ground. Let's see if he takes this advice. As it's Charles, ball to Sealy. Sealy was advancing, and the bowler just pitched it a little shorter, and he could only just stab it down into the offside. No run. 88 for 5. As it's Charles. And the fans trying to will on the Monaco batters. As Charles to Sealy. And again it's on the stumps. He could just defend, only defend. It goes to the man at extra to cover the captain, Hippolyte. Another defensive delivery. 88 for 5. 26 balls remaining. As it's Charles to Sealy. He's down, he drives, but he cannot be the man at extra cover. Pressure is building. And what do they say? Pressure bursts pipe. So let us see if Sealy's pipe will get busted. So 88 for 5. Sealy's on 22. Charles on 9 as Cameron Charles bowls to Sealy. And he hits this one to the man long one bounce. And they pick up a single. 89 for 5 after some 16 overs. So 4 more overs still to go. Four more overs still to go. So Dwight, it's 4 overs to go. Will we see some sort of an explosion from the Monaco low order?
Yeah, very good over from Cameron Charles there, but we would hope so. I think they would need to have maybe for the last 4 overs maybe go for 10 runs and over. It's quite possible on that wicket, but they've lost quite a few wickets, and hopefully Dylan Sealy, who's been in for 20 odd balls, gets going.
Okay, so it's Richardson has been reintroduced from the far end bowl. A short, and he pulls this one. Not Richardson, it's Prosper. Wayne Prosper, who opened the bowl in. He has been brought back. So short, and Sealy caught himself in a bit of a tangle, trying to pull this one around. So it's Prosper again to Sealy. This one he hits, he connects this time. Straight into the gym area. 6 runs. This one was full to the bat there. And Sealy said thank you very much and hit this one straight back over the bowler's head for 6.
That's a very good shot there from Kid Sealy. He looks so much better when he's looking to it straight, and he hit that straight back past Wayne Prosper. Straight into the gym, like you said.
Yes, and we just have a look at it on the replay. This one was pitched up. Sealy just gave himself some room, opened up, and hit it straight back over the bowler's head for 6. So the score moves on to 95, and you're asking for about 10 and over, Dwight. So you now have 6 so far after just 2 balls. So he still has another 4 balls to get some 4 runs. So let's see how he maneuvers the next 4 deliveries as Prosper waits. Because Prosper, we have seen, has been bowling on the stumps, just back of a length, but Sealy is giving himself room, looking to free his arms. So Prosper to Sealy. Ball. This time he's short and he pulls this one around. They'll be looking for 2, but you can only get 1 there as the man from the mid-wicket boundaries runs in, picks up, restricts the batsman to 1. 96 for 5. And Cyril Charles is now in strike as the sun now makes its way back out. So it's Prosper to Charles. Goes slow, and he spanks it back past the bowler on the offside this time for 4. This one was looks like a slower delivery from Prosper. Cyril Charles was waiting on it, and he just spanked it back past the bowler, but this time on the offside, and the man on the long off boundary and the long on boundary couldn't come across to cut it off.
Yeah, a bit of a slower ball there from Prosper, a bit short as well, and Cyril Charles just spanked that straight back past him.
As Prosper again. This time he allowed a peel, and it looked like pitch outside leg, and they're giving away runs there. As threw out the stump at the non-striker's end, nobody was backing up, and they went through for an extra leg by. So the score moves on to 100 for 5, and Dwight, you were asking for 10. They've gotten 12 so far in the over, so you have been spot on so far. Can they keep up that momentum? And this one, it turns into the onside. They've been looking for 2, and they were going for 2. Oh, they almost collided. And the fielder threw out the stump and missed. And trying to go for an extra run, but Sealy is down on the ground. Looked like something has gone wrong there. He probably pulled a muscle or something.
Yeah, Kid Sealy is down. I think he might have just pulled a muscle going back for that second run.
Take it, my girl. Just bend down for the. Go down for the.
Yeah, so we have a victory play now. He seemed to have pulled a muscle. Doesn't look like he will be able to continue by the looks of it, because he's going to be stretched off. That's going to be a big blow for the Monipo Pioneers, considering he was a set batsman. He's on, if I'm correct, he's on 30 not out, so he's been the best batsman so far. So it's going to be a big blow for him, especially now that they're looking to push on, and he was doing that quite well.
Did they collide, Dwight, or they just evaded each other?
No, they evaded each other, and I think in evading Cyril Charles, he might have just pulled a muscle.
Okay, well, probably Sealy not used to batting so long, running those singles. Probably he has exhausted himself.
Yeah, it's a pity, because like I was saying, he looked like he was just starting to get into his inning, and now he has to be stretched off. Hopefully he's okay and it's not too serious, and we do get to see him playing the foot game sometime next week.
Okay, so the medical men on the ball. He's not been stretched off, and we'll give an update at some point. And from all reports, the fans tonight will be getting a chance to have a look at West Indies T20 player Andre Fletcher. He will be in the lineup for one of the teams this evening. So some West Indies players will be on show. Darren Sammy, Johnson Charles, Lee Solomon. As Kemal Charles will be taken up from the pavilion end, bowls to the new batsman there, the wide down the leg side. The batsman coming in is Henry, the off spinner. And it's Kemal Charles bowling to Henry. Bowls, he hits it. Just falling short of the man at extra cover. Just falling short of the man at extra cover there. Henry was going into the drive. A slow delivery there from Kemal Charles. Henry faces against one, hit it high, and this one is gone over the ground. Onto the roof it goes. 6 runs. A big shot there by little man Dwight.
Yeah, very good shot there. That's straight back over the players' pavilion. A very good shot. A bit again. Kemal Charles guilty of over pitching. Maybe searching for the Yorker.
Yes, Kemal Charles searching for the Yorker. And as we said, Kemal Charles just a gentle medium and just trying to spot the ball there, but Henry was equal to it, reached out to it and hit it over the top for 6. Charles in again. This time he puts a little effort and he's going to be caught. Yes, he is caught. Caught by the keeper. This one was an effort ball, pitch short, but with a little effort. And Henry was trying to pull this one around, got choked a bit, hit high up on the bat, and spooned up into the cover region, more cover point region, where keeper Tennessee people moved around quickly and took an easy catch.
Yeah, again, a much better length again, and the batsman goes to the short ball. I think we've said that numerous times today. Anytime the ball is short, the batsmen seem to struggle. But Monipo Pioneers seem to have recovered nicely. They are now at 111 for 6 with 2.3 overs left.
We try to be hitting through maybe the cover region, but again, if you don't have that shot, then you cannot play it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If you a few of the shots, you're better off hitting them over maybe backward point instead of looking to go over square leg.
And this one is short, and Cyril Charles is back and stylishly plays this one out in front of him where the bowler runs in and picks up. But you know, in cricket, the guys favor, they have some shots they favor. Some may favor the pull shot to the cover, to the cut shot, whereas the cut shot might be the one to be played at the time. As he bowls on this one, he swings at it, and it's taken on the arm. Yes, taken on the arm, and they run through for a single. So again, here we go, a short ball. Who knows, it could have been better trying to work it down to third man rather than trying to go for the pull.
Yeah, again that on a shot, and especially it's been just about, maybe just outside the off stump. Again, he's better off looking to cut that. He played a lovely cut shot earlier in his inning, so he's better off playing that shot.
So it's Charles bowls, and the Jamal Lesmore, he's back and just plays into the offside, no run. So the score remains on 112. So it's 2 overs left, 12 balls. So at least a run a ball will get him to at least 124. Add a couple extras, and you know, maybe they can be eyeing at least 135, 140. And it's Richardson. Canis Richardson is reintroduced from the top end this time. He settles. Comes in now. The ball to Cyril Charles. There he goes, ball. And Charles goes to swing this one over the top. Missing. And again, Dwight, maybe he would have been better served trying to hit this one down the ground.
Yeah, again, especially here at this playing field, there's full value for shots down the ground. The straight boundaries are pretty short, unlike the square boundaries, which are a lot bigger. So again, he's better off playing hitting that ball, looking to hit that ball over long on, long off area.
Yes, so it's Richardson to Cyril Charles. Bowls. And this one, he swings it high. We made good contact there, and it's gone for 6. So that's what he was trying the ball before, Dwight, trying to hike that over mid-wicket, so in the region of corner, and this time he made contact.
Oh, well, he's got some power. Maybe that's why he believes that he could clear that boundary as long as he makes good enough contact. But it's surprising to me that Quint Mesbin, who's only bowled 2 overs for 6, has not been given the ball.
And just looking on the replay, he hit the ball from outside off stump, Dwight, over mid-wicket. So it's Richardson again to Cyril Charles. Ball, full delivery, and he hits it. That's going to be 4 more. No, good bit of fielding on the mid-wicket boundary. And the batsman restricted just to 1. So this one was fuller to the bat. And Cyril Charles was aiming for mid-wicket. But a good bit of fielding by the man on the mid-wicket boundary restricted them just to 1. 119 for 8, for 6. So it's Lesmore, who's yet to get off the mark, and he'll be facing Richardson. Comes in, he bowls, and he just flutters out in front of him. They're going for a quick single, and the bowler getting there, but not picking up cleanly. And Charles makes his ground good, having dropped the bat. But he's home. Sensible bat in there.
Yeah, very good run. I think Cyril Charles needs to get as much as a strike as possible. He's the one who's been hitting the ball quite well. And maybe they're 120, maybe gets a few maximums there. And who knows, it looked like Dylan Seeley might come into bat next.
Okay, so it's Richardson. He'll be bowling to Cyril Charles. Comes in now, bowls short, and he pulls it around, and it's 6 more. 6 more runs to Cyril Charles. Takes the score to 126. And Dwight, after a good opening spell, I don't know why Richardson would want to now be bowling at this bowling this length at this stage of the game.
Yeah, at this stage, he should be looking the ball a lot fuller, especially to Cyril Charles, again, who's pretty much going everything going leg side. So maybe a full outside the off stump is the better way to go to him.
Yep. So it's Richardson, probably just lost his cool a bit. Runs into bowl to Cyril Charles. That's better, fuller to the bat, and it goes off the inside edge. Goes down to a short, fine leg position where the man runs around to his right and picks up. So it's called 127 for 6 with one more over to go. 6 legal deliveries left. So 127 for 6. Early on, we didn't seem to be looking at a score of 120 something.
Yeah, they have recovered nicely, and I think the Stumpers will be a bit disappointed to have allowed them to get to 127 if we're still 1 over left.
As it's Mesmin bowling to Cyril Charles, and he hits it down, and it was hit to the man flat at long off. He made the catch, bubble it, and it went into the boundary for 4. So the score moves on to 131. And it's Cameron Charles. Again, maybe doing some damage to the hand. Okay, yeah, he has had to go off the field. So it's Mesmin. He'll be bowling to Cyril Charles. Just short, and this one is swung over mid-wicket. That's 6 runs. That has gone over mid-wicket there for 6. And again, we don't know why earlier in the inning they were catching the length, bowling full to the bat. Now they are bowling half trackers, Dwight, and that's meat and drink for Cyril Charles.
Yeah, I can. They're really bowling too short to him, especially again. I just see that way over long on there, and he's moved on to 40 of only 18 balls. If there ever was a captain's innings, it's this one.
Yes, 40 of 18 deliveries, and they use balls coming out. So even Cyril Charles at 45 can hit those half trackers over the boundary. So Mesmin, let's see if he has learned from that. Can bowl to Charles. And this one's a full, and that's 4 more. Full delivery this time, and he got the treatment, hit nobody on the mid-wicket boundary. The man at long on was too far away, and 4 more runs to Cyril Charles takes him up to 44. 141 for 6. So Mesmin runs in, bowls to Cyril Charles. Trying to hit it straight back. It goes onto the roof this time. 6 more. 6 more. And that's 50 to Cyril Charles. 50 to Cyril Charles off some. How many deliveries? 50 of 20 deliveries. And Dwight, as you said, if it's a good captain's knock at the right time.
Yeah, definitely, and that has to be one of the fastest 50s recorded in SPL history. Everything seems to be coming off the middle of the bat here, and Soufre might be digging themselves in a bit of a hole there with 2 balls left, and the pan is 147, so they're well on course to get that 150, which looked impossible not too long ago.
Yes, it did look impossible, but with some indifferent bowling, they have gifted Monipo Pioneers some runs, but taking nothing away from Cyril Charles. He has batted well. They've served up the bad deliveries, and he has put them away. So Mesmin into Charles. This time it's into the leg stump he goes. No run. 147 for 6. And the final delivery coming up. Final delivery of the inning. It's 147 for 6. As Mesmin bowling to Charles. And again, oh, it beats the keeper. He's going down to the boundary. They take 1. They come back for 2. But Cyril Charles sends him back. It's leg buys. So the innings finishes on 148. 148 for 6. Dwight, do you think that's a par score here?
Well, judging by what we've seen so far in the 3 games previous to that, that I believe is the highest score of the tournament so far. So Sufra would have to bat well to get there. Judging by the start the Pioneers had, they would have taken 148. I think Sufra will be very disappointed to have allowed them to get to 148, and it's going to take some getting here today. Yes,
so a total that we did not see in the making, but thanks to 20 ball 50 by Cyril Charles, the Monipo Raiders, Monipo Pioneers have gotten up to 148 for 6. So we'll just go through the scorecard. Yannick Seri, he made 28. Richard Charles, he failed to score. Gavin Seri Jr. made 11. Rohan Lesmo made 9. Sabinas Emmanuel, no score. Kurt Seeley, 30. Cyril Charles, 50. Kernan Henry, 6. Jamal Lesmo, he was not out on 1. In the bowling department, Wayne Prosser, he had 1 for 19. Quint Mesmin finished with none for 26. Canis Richardson, 2 for 35. Desmond Alfred, 1 for 20. Sanjay Pamphil, none for 20. And Kemerald Charles, 2 for 24. So, at the end of the first inning, the Monipo Pioneers, they able to rack up 148 for 5. So Sufre Stompers will be chasing 149 for victory, and will be an interesting chase.
Yeah, if Sufre are going to win this game, it's going to be a very exciting evening here. 148, it's going to take some getting, but like we've said earlier, the pitch is a very good pitch, so there's no reason why they can't go out there and get those runs here this evening.
So as we leave you here at the Sufre Mini Stadium, it's Monipo Pioneers, Credit Union Pioneers, 148 for 6 in their 20 overs. So we'll be back in the next 10 minutes.
exciting. While taking a walk, me and my belly. Guess what, boy looking from a kitchen. She then turned and said to me, looking for Mr. Harry, who does party every night. He and his wife, they stand a bit right. No, it's none of my business. These things attract my interest. Watching this dance, I just get resist. From the scenes, I just catch my kicks. Oh, dimende esse é o café. Cabecei o cabelê. E bebicei o cagarei. Eu emachei o cabelê. Buena alimentación, buena motivación. Y di un cabelé. Maria de presión, toda satisfação. Cabelé y de clave. can I be wrong? Just because she was that thing that strong. They couldn't she balance party. The way how she swing that freely. And guys them a rush. She the one to touch. Staring at she back like saying this one me go come carry it. In one boys, here we go. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Here we go, here we go. Back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Balance party. Here we go, here we go. Back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. No middle section. Holy concentration. Once again. Bringing all our friends to party. Drinking on from rum to whiskey. Dancing all night long to her favorite song. When she got that party man and them won't leave alone. She doing the flip the party. Posing with the laptop passing. With up she in the bed. Party is not yet. Girls are gathered for one more cause balance party just ain't time. Here we go. Cha. Once again. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Middle section. Back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Strong back, balance party. Oh my. What's that party, girl? Huh? Here, man. Advertising for the party. What the sight is your agony. Movement she a make the snippy wig. Doing up the flip-flop style of Chapasi when high. Balance body with emotion. All eyes but in one direction. The guys them a rush. She the one to touch. Staring at she back and saying this.
Reply of the Monrepo Pioneers team. They're chasing 149 for victory. And Michael shall be bowling from the pavilion end. It's one without loss. And he'll be bowling to go for a quick single. It's gone down to the boundary for 4. So 5 runs. Ball was overthrown for 4. I'll just wait. Okay, so Richardson, this one down the leg side, and let's see if it's another wide. Yes, it is. Michael Shelby probably trying to bowl a little too quick that wide.
Yeah, looking for a bit too much pace there and seem to be straight on the leg side, but very good stop there from wicketkeeper Sabinas.
Yes. So it's Canis Richardson. And he goes for a big drive outside the off stump. That's a better line.
Yeah, a lot better. A bit full outside the off stump. Canis Richardson going for a big drive, but just seemed to have moved slightly away from him and just beating the bat.
Okay, so the score is on 6. So it's Shalvi again down the leg side and it's wide. So it's 7 without loss. So you see the captain, the captain shoving Cyril Charles, just having a short word there to. And this one is on, he flicks it off the pads, down to the boundary, it goes 4 runs. So 4 runs to Richardson. Score moves on to 11. 11 without loss. Don't forget the target, 149. So the Stompers will want to get off to a good start. It's when it drives to the man. As long as it bubbles it and they do not capitalize on that. So the score moves on to 13 without loss. Shalry will be bowling to the left-handed Sherwin Charles. Sherwin Charles came in at number 3 in the game on Friday. Failed to trouble the scorers. So it's Michael Shalry through Sherwin Charles, and this one digs it out, and it goes down to the fine leg boundary for 4. So a good delivery there from Shalry in the block hole, but when it's not your day, it's not your day.
Yeah, he's bowled a mixed bag so far in the first over. I think personally, I think he's bowling a bit too full. I think he should take a page from the 2 opening bowlers from the Stumpers and bowl a lot shorter than that. He's been full, and as a matter of fact, he's also bowled a full toss. So he's guilty of bowling a bit too full and looking for the extra pace a bit too early.
Yes, so it's Shalry. So far, some 17 runs off the first over. Last year, as you recall, he played for the Lions. And he's in to bowl to Sherwin Charles. Down the leg side is wide. So 18 runs in the first over. 18 runs in the first over so far. Shalry thinking as he runs in now to bowl to Sherwin Charles. Down the leg side again. It goes on wide again, signaled by umpire Ashby. 19 without loss. So pretty big first over. The Stompers would love that. There's 1 ball left in the over, 1 more legal ball left in the over. Comes Shalry bowls short and Sherwin Charles on the back foot. Tries to hammer it to the offside. No run. So, Dwight, a pretty expensive first over. 19 of the first over.
Yeah, very expensive over there by Michael Shallery. Again, guilty of maybe looking for the extra pace a bit too early, bowled a few wides, a few full tosses, pretty much the mixed bag. He needs to pull his length back and bowl a lot shorter. Like I said, the Sufra opening bowlers got that quite well, and maybe he should take a page from their book.
Yes, but we would know from last year, Michael Shallery played for the Lions. One of the weaknesses was the number of extras he conceded.
Yeah, he's one who he's pretty sharp as a pacer, and he tends to really strive for the extra pace, and he's always been guilty of maybe overstepping a few times as well as bowling a few wides. Again, he needs to find his rhythm and then look to bowl a lot quicker, but he's doing it a bit too early.
Okay, so it's from the far end. It will be the captain, Cyril Charles. Probably try to do some damage control. He comes in, bowls to Richardson, and he hits this one way over long on. That's 6 runs. 6 runs there to Richardson, and Cyril Charles had this one right there in the slot, and Richardson just picking it up and hitting it over long on for 6.
Yeah, Cyril Charles again guilty of over pitching there, and Canis Richardson just launched that over long on. He's better off bowling a lot shorter than that, especially in that wicket. At that length, if you keep bowling that length, that game will be done within 15 overs.
Okay, yes, so if the Monrepo Pioneers continue to gift runs like this, we might well be finished, as you said, in a couple overs. So as we wait the ball to be retrieved. It's 25 without loss. And it's just the first ball of the second over. So the Stumpers are in a hurry to probably go line up at Whispers. Or maybe Nias can tell us if there's something happening in Choiseul where the Stumpers have to get down in a hurry. Okay, so we are told that the place to be tonight is at Whispers, so Stumpers are trying to make sure that they are there early enough. As Cyril Charles waits. Richardson waits as Cyril Charles bowls and is short outside the off stump. Tries to cut, misses. 25 without loss. Cyril Charles from the river end, and he'll be bowling to Richardson, and he's beaten there. This one a little further up, and Richardson was searching in the dark. Very good delivery there from Cyril Charles.
Yeah, very good delivery, a much better length. He's pulled his length back nicely. And he seems to be getting a bit of a wing movement by the way Canis Richardson played that last delivery.
So it's Cyril Charles to Richardson. Again, he's beaten. Drawn to the ball like a magnet draws a piece of metal. But not getting the edge. And Richardson is still in. 25 without loss. Cyril Charles again. Bowling to Richardson. This time he turns it off the body and cannot beat the man Henry at mid-wicket. Score remains on 25 without loss. We into over number 2. So another 18 overs to go. 124 runs still required. Charles bowls, and this time he tries to pull it to mid-wicket. Hits it hard into the ground and back to the bowler. So an over which started with a huge 6 over long on the captain Charles pulls it back, and 5 decent deliveries.
Yeah, credit to Cyril Charles for pulling it back. He pulled his length back, and he was able to hold 5 dot balls. I think Kenneth Richardson a bit guilty of maybe just looking for the boundary ball and not necessarily looking to rotate the strike there.
So a bowling change, and would you have changed the bowling, Dwight?
Definitely. After going for I think 20 in the first to 19 in the first over, I think a change was required. But the new bowler went for a few last night as well. If I recall, he probably went for 20 in his first over as well. So hopefully tonight is a better night for him.
Well, we'll see what a difference. They say what a difference 24 hours makes. So let us see if it makes that difference. So it's Henry. Henry, the fast bowler this time, not the spinner. And he'll be bowling to Shervin Charles. Shervin Charles, who played for the Miko Trailblazers last year, and also a resident of Monrepo, but not drafted by Monrepo. And it's Empire as we rolls up. So there's a slight hold up in play. As it's Henry runs in to bowl to Charles. Down the leg side he goes and wide. Signal. So it's Henry again, bowling to Shervin Charles. Bowl, and this time he swings at this one. There's no pitch, maybe just about leg stump or just outside leg stump.
Yeah, that seemed to have pitched maybe just outside leg stump and drifting into the pads. Shervin Charles, I think, would say he missed out there. With lots of space down on the leg side.
Yes, a lot of pasture, empty pasture on the leg side there. Sandy pasture, I was just told. And this one he pulls, and he's going to be caught. Yes, straight to the man, the only man on the boundary there. And Shervin Charles goes, and the Monrepo supporters are in the, and you'll understand why, because Shervin Charles is a homeboy, also from Monrepo. And he is a dangerous character. And he was a leading run scorer in the SPL last year. So you understand why the Monrepo supporters will be jubilant. So Shervin Charles goes yet again without scoring.
Yeah, a very good catch there by the fielder on the deep mid-wicket boundary. Shervin Charles again looking to hit that over. The deep mid-wicket boundary for 6, did not get enough of it and hit it straight to the fielder. Big wicket that for the Pioneers there. Shervin Charles, like you said, was the leading run scorer last year and is definitely one of the most dangerous batsmen in this lineup. So after going for 19 in the first over, the Pioneers seem to be coming back into the game.
Yes, so it's now 26 for 1. So the change paying dividends. So the new batsman in, Tennessee Hippolyte, and Shervin Charles was caught by Andreas Hippolyte. Sub. Yes, he's substituting for Seeley, who got injured during his inning. So it's Henry bowling to Hippolyte, Tennessee Hippolyte, who normally opens the batting, but he'll not be on strike. And this one, he hits this. Richardson hits it a long way for 6. This one was pitched almost, I think, right on the off stump, and Richardson just swashbuckled this one over mid wicket for 6.
Yeah, another very good shot there, powerful shot there by Canis Richardson. And the Pioneers bowlers need to learn quickly. You don't pitch up to Canis Richardson, he's going to go the distance. He's a very strong young man, and he just cleared that boundary quite easily.
Yes, it was, he hit this ball with disdain and with utmost ease. It went over the fence on the far side, so that was a huge hit. Score on to 32. $32 for 1. So it's Henry again, bowling to Richardson. He bowls. And this one, oh, he guides it just to the right of the man that slipped there and down to the boundary. It goes for 4. And that normally happens. This one was short, making some height there. And Richardson was fanning at this one. And he just guided it just to the right of the man that slipped there. And it went down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, pretty ordinary effort there by the man at first slip. He should have caught that. At the end of a very good ball from the bowler as well. Pulled his length back, just what was required. Got the edge and let down by his fielder.
Yes, so the Stumpers are scoring very quickly as it's Henry again. This time Richardson just having a look at it. It goes through outside the off stump. No run. 36 for 1 after 3 overs. 36 for 1 after 3 overs. And the crowd has built up nicely. So it will be Tennessee Hippolyte to take strike. He'll be facing up to Cyril Charles. As he backs away. Cyril Charles from the river end, bowling to Hippolyte. And he drives outside the off stump and missing. Good line and good length there. Encouraging Tennessee Hippolyte to go for the drive. He was trying to hit that through between extra cover and the conventional cover. Not making contact. Cyril Charles in, bowls. This time he's back and he chops it down to third man where Henry fields. A strong return goes past Emmanuel. One more run. 37 for 1. We're into the 4th over. Cyril Charles bowling to Richardson. Charles in to Richardson. Back and across he goes. Plays it back along the track. No run. 37 for 1. Cyril Charles into Richardson, and this one is short outside the house. I mean, he tries to pull this one through the onside, missing. Again, I'm thinking that he would have been better served trying to hit that through the offside.
Yeah, like we've said, a lot of the batsmen favor in the pull shot and not the cut shot down as way outside the off stump.